My name is Dr. Richard Evanson. I'm a hip and knee specialist here at Plano Orthopedics in Plano, Texas. What separates Plano Orthopedics from other orthopedic practices is that we have a specialist for every joint in the body. Traditionally, orthopedic practices have generalists where they can treat all parts of the body. Now, over the past couple decades, orthopedic surgeons have become more specialized. There's a very good reason for that, and the reason for that is because we've learned that the more you do of something, the better you become. So I want to give you an example of that of a professional athlete. Take Steph Curry, for example. Steph Curry would not be as good at basketball if he also played golf and baseball and did several other things. So he is as good as he is because he does basketball and practices basketball all the time. Why then would you not want an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in a certain body part, who is very good at that particular skill and practices it all the time? This leads me to the number one question that you should be asking your surgeon, which is, how many of these particular surgeries have you performed, and how many have you performed within the last year? For example, if you're a patient that needs a hip replacement, you should be asking your surgeon, how many anterior hip replacements have you performed, and how many have you performed within the last year? If their response is that they've only done a handful of these, or perhaps 50 within the last year, that may not be the surgeon that you're looking for. Something such as an anterior hip replacement is a skill that takes a lot of practice and time to be very good at. That surgeon should be performing hundreds of those every year. So this is what brought me to Plano Orthopedics. As I was getting out of the Army and looking for a particular practice, I wanted a practice where I could focus on those particular skills that I learned in fellowship and focus on the hip and the knee. And that's exactly what Plano Orthopedics has provided. Every specialist in this practice has their own niche, their own specialty, and that's why we are so much better than any other orthopedic practice that you will encounter.